What did your husband do to destroy your intimacy? I don't understand men. He told me that he wasn't attracted to me anymore after 10 years of marriage and 3 children. This was 3 years ago. It sent me into deep depression because of the shock. He didn't want divorce because he said he still loved me and loved being with me. So I agreed that he would get a girlfriend, someone he works with. Now for the past few months, maybe a year, he has been making remarks about me being beautiful. I ignored it because he told me he wasn't attracted to me anymore. Then he started to talk about wanting me again. I didn't agree and reminded him that he said he wasn't attracted to me anymore and that he had a girlfriend. He said that he would end it for me if I wanted because he made a mistake. I said no and reminded him that our deal was that if he wanted a girlfriend, he couldn't have me too. Then he broke up with his girlfriend and made it sound like he was doing it for me. Last weekend we were together because he said that he loved and missed me. It was the worst thing I've ever felt. I cried for days afterwards. I am angry that I still love him after all this. I want a divorce because of it. He doesn't get it. He said I didn't want a divorce when he left me, but now I want a divorce even though I said I loved him. But he doesn't understand that it is because I love him that I want a divorce. He broke me. I agreed to stay because I was weak and couldn't stand living without him. I wanted my family with me. I couldn't stand living without my children, tucking them to bed every night. I wanted the safety, the one big home for all of us, and he agreed to my only condition, that he would never cross that boundary again. But we broke that condition that worked as a fragile scaffolding made out of paper, and with the littlest touch, my sanity and false sense of safety are collapsing. But of course he doesn't understand why I stayed when he didn't want me, but now I want to leave when he says he wants me back. If he did understand, he would probably not have done this to me in the first place. I still remember that night like a scar carved into my memory. His words, "I'm not attracted to you anymore," were like a blade, clean and sharp, severing something inside me that I didn't know could be broken. It wasn't anger that consumed me first, it was disbelief. I laughed nervously, waiting for him to take it back, to say it was stress talking or that he was joking in some cruel, tone-deaf way. But his face stayed still, calm, even gentle. That made it worse. If he had shouted, if he had thrown it at me in anger, I could have dismissed it as a moment of cruelty. But no, he was steady, resolved. He didn't want a divorce, he assured me. He loved me. He loved our children. He loved us. He just didn't love me in that way anymore. I was 30 years old with 3 kids under the age of 10, and suddenly I felt 80. I felt ancient, discarded, like a book that had been read too many times and left to gather dust. Nights became the worst. I would lie in bed beside him, his body warm but distant, my heart a drum of panic in the dark. How do you share a bed with a man who has just confessed that your skin, your hair, your laughter no longer ignite anything in him? I cried silently, so the children wouldn't hear. I told myself I was strong, that I would endure, but endurance is a cruel replacement for love. Then came the solution. He told me he didn't want to break up the family, that he wanted to stay married, but that he needed something more. I thought he meant therapy or counseling, or some effort to rekindle what we had lost. But no, his idea of more was